Yo guys, Extend here, and today I'll show you the best CS2 settings for the highest FPS, lowest latency, and the best visibility. So let's get started. So let's go into the settings menu, right? Go to video, and then let's start here actually. So display mode, I think you always want to have this in full screen. This introduces the best latency. But for the purpose of this video, I'm gonna stay in windowed so I can change settings quick. Okay, so aspect ratio, I usually play 4:3. If you play 4:3, I would recommend 1280 by 960. That's the most user resolution by pros. And here you go. This you can see this graph. But if not, I would just stick to 16 by 9. And then 1280 by 960. Alright, let's move on to advanced video. Here, boost player contrast. I always have this on because in dark spots, people just kind of glow. I don't know if you can really see this, but I just always have this enabled. VSync, you should always have this off unless you're using G-Sync. But using G-Sync in a competitive game is kind of a weird decision. So I don't know if I would do that. Okay, so NVIDIA Reflex low latency. So I would say if you have FPS below 200, keep this on enabled plus boost. In my benchmarks, enabled alone reduces your frames, and enabled plus boost gives you way better FPS. So always have this on enable plus boost if you have it on. If you have more than, I would say, 300 FPS constantly, just keep this on disabled because it will result in the best FPS and you already have low latency. So for me, I keep it on disabled. Maximum FPS in game, I usually keep this at 0. I like having the most amount of frames as possible. It's the best for latency. Whatever people say, just like that's the truest thing. Having more FPS is always better. Trust me on this one. Okay. So here, multi-sampling anti-aliasing mode. I usually have this in 4x. Global shadow quality. Put this on low. I would say to put this on high, but they just added dynamic shadows, which I'll show you what it does now. So you see how it's in O now? And you can see this guy's shadow, right? So if you're playing here, and you're holding like this, you can see the guy's shadow before he comes. Right? But if you have this on sun only, for example, you don't see his shadow anymore. And if you don't have this on, you're literally trolling. Because you can see people before they actually get into the angle. So my recommendation would be to have this on all. And shadows you can keep low now. Before it wasn't like this before. Before dynamic shadow setting didn't exist. So I would say just keep shadows on low and dynamic shadows on all. Model slash texture quality, I put this on low as well. It doesn't really impact anything in my opinion. Like my skins still look good. And for texture filtering mode, if you have this on disabled or billionaire, my skins look weird, right? Like they're kind of blurry and stuff. So if you have skins like me, just put this in 4x. This makes the game look a lot sharper as well. So yeah. Shader detail, put this on low. Particle detail, you don't want this. It's like from maze and shit. So I keep it on low. Ambient occlusion, disabled. High dynamic range. So this is like, it doesn't make sense in a competitive game. So I put it on performance. Okay, so here we go. The last one, fidelity effects, super resolution. This is FSR. That's how it's named usually. But this, I would always recommend having this off. Unless you have a 4K or 1440p monitor. But then like, why are you playing CS? Like, it doesn't make sense here, right? If I have this on performance, it just makes everything blurry. You see? It's so blurry. Like, you don't want this in CS. You just want disabled, not even having this in ultra quality. Like, maybe if you have a 1050 as your GPU, but like, just have this disabled. This is the best visibility settings for FPS and everything. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. Hope this helped you get the FPS and get the best visibility as possible. And that's about it. Thank you for watching. Appreciate it.